Do you want a compliant workforce or empowered citizens? Citizens who are in touch with their own agency. I think a lot of people in this world want complacence. Education doesn't prepare or teach kids for the real world. In fact, most people would say that most of the things they learned in school they never used again. So why do we learn these things? Is school only useful just to know the 10% of things that you will actually need in your life? Why do we need to learn geography if we have a map in our pocket? Why do we need to know the periodic table if it will always be at our fingertips? Why do we need to know how to divide fractions if we can press a button and ask a digital voice? That is the problem. School should be teaching kids how to deal with life's challenges, and they should learn to make their own decisions. Education should be used to teach critical thinking. It's those words, critical thinking, that mean so much when talking about education. It's so easy to look at schools like a function. Put in kids, get out workers. But school should be so much more than that. This is 13 years of people's lives, so why is it justifiable to say that it was meaningless? That's where critical thinking comes in. The idea of teaching students tools, not just facts. Things that they can actually bring to the real world once school is over. When learning history, we should learn how history affects us instead of dates of a war from years ago. When learning English, we should learn how to analyze the world like we do words on a piece of paper. When learning math, we shouldn't just be learning equations, but also how to problem solve, how to think our way through certain situations. What we learn instead of all of this is how to be complacent, how to put our head down and keep working.
In Thomas Jefferson's writing, you can distill 5 principles that Jefferson said were justifications for schooling. The first 2 were to teach people their rights and to teach them how to defend them. The third was to know the way of a human heart so you can neither be cheated or fooled. There isn't a school in the United States that aims for those goals. Democracy is an interesting idea. It's the thought that everyone has a say, but it means nothing if people can't make informed decisions. Change is made when people think critically about the world. Movements are made when people decided to stop being compliant. This brings us back to our first quote. Do you want a compliant workforce or empowered citizens who are in touch with their own agency? I think a lot of people in this world want compliance. It's much easier to control a society of compliant workers than to control one independent thinker. That's why schools have this way of teaching. While most of the things we learn, we never used again. Because what we learned instead was to not question it.